Hey everyone, happy Mass Monday. It's Tara with Tara's Take Family. I hope you guys have had a great weekend and you're ready to start revamping some of our creations that we did in the last 2 years. We are on episode or week 101 and we're redoing our 100 mass make pieces, and today's is going to be simple and kind of fun. I have here a few pieces of my paper pad that I had coffee dyed, and so that I don't have a blank white background. And then these, and here's something from Miss Tina, and then this is from my soft florals kit 2, and this is, I believe, kit. Oh, this is white. I don't want to use a white background, so I'm just going to stick with these. Anyway, so this is set 2. If you like it, it's in the Etsy shop, and the link is below in the description in the video, also in the About section of the channel. So I have some here I can pick from, and I think you can also use thick scrapbook paper, you know, the kind that's like a cardstock. It is a little bit more complicated though, because the fold is going to be a little bit tight. And what I'm looking for here is that we're going to be folding from the bottom up with this, so I don't want to use anything that's going to cover something vital to the picture up. Like this one I can use because it's up here, so it'll still show up. We're going to do a tweak from the first video. If you want to see the first video, it is available. It is week 1, and these are called well, you saw it on the title. It's multi-pocket booklets. They're very simple and easy. That'll be one I can use. I could use this one here and this one here. I don't want to make a ton, you know, because I've got so much stuff. So anyway, these were from scrapbook pads, and what I did was I cut them down a little bit. You can leave them depending on your journals. Okay, my journal pages are 5.5 inches wide, and they're usually, you know, 8.5 inches high. Okay, so because I always use your standard American 8.5 by 11 paper. What I did was I did cut these down so that they'd be shorter, but I left them, and then I cut them on the side so that the width, but these were 12 by 12s. So you can cut a 12 by 12 down. I didn't cut it quite to an 8.5 by 11, as you can see. I did the 8.5 pretty close. I'm a little off, but the 11, I left it at about a 12. So I guess I just cut the top off. I'm going to go ahead and just trim these edges here and hopefully not mess them up too much. These are really easy. They're versatile. You can, oh, I even know what I'm going to use these for. You can use, like I said, you can use your 8.5s. You can use, what is it called in the UK? Your guys' is A1, I believe, the A1 sheet. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just do the first one. In fact, I'm going to use this because no, I'll do this. It's fine. Anyway, so all you're going to do is you're going to face it toward you, and then you're going to fold. You know, let's do this fold first. Let's go sideways. So we're going to fold this way. I watched part of the video this morning to make sure I still knew how to do it. So I'm just going to do it this way because I think it's easier. And one of the things that I saw in the video that I didn't do that I'm going to show you to do here today is we're going to fold this backwards and kind of do it like I do the checkbook pocket that I learned from Tina. I call it the checkbook pocket because it looks like a checkbook to me. But I'm leaving, I don't know if you guys can see. Let me see if I can bring this a little closer. I'm leaving a little bit here because when we fold these in, that way it's going to be able to not buckle on the inside, okay? So I'm just leaving it a little bit away from the middle because this is going to be the center. And then we're going to turn this over, and now we can do it there, but we can use this edge as our guide as well. and fold it equal to this edge, okay? And as you can see, when you do that, you end up having that same little, okay, that same little gap. Just enough so that when we fold this in, it's not going to be, because it's going to fold in this way and this way. So now we have a little bit of room to play with. In the first video I didn't really catch, I kind of fiddled with it, but I didn't catch that I could fold it that way. I was new to doing the videos as well, so I was, you know, just learning. So now, we want a pocket on the outside, so what we're going to do is we're going to fold this up at about 2 inches. If you don't have as much up here, like a picture, I want to keep her in the picture. You can also fold it higher if you want your pocket bigger. I'm just leaving mine at about 2 inches. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold this in first before I do the gluing, so I can kind of squish it down a little bit. And the thing I'm going to do a little bit different today is I'm going to be adding a hinge on the back, so that when you, I didn't do that the first time. The first time I did it, it was set so that you had to glue it in on the back, okay? And so one of the pieces was lost. This time I decided to do a hinge, and you can put your hinge on this center crease on the back. So it's going to block a little bit of this pocket. Actually, if you just do it with this top portion, it won't. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second. I think it'll be fine that way. Now, like I said, if you're going to use cardstock, you're going to find it's kind of really tight. With the regular paper, it's not so bad. You've got more leeway. I can see where I folded off, pardon me, just a little bit, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. So, should I trim that? I don't think it really matters, but let's go ahead and trim it. No, I think it'll be fine once I glue it down. Yeah. So we're going to glue it. Okay. All you're going to do is you're going to run a fine stream of glue along your fold lines. Now, if you're going to do this like a booklet, and I'll show you what I'm talking about, you don't really have to do these because they'll stay shut. But I'm going to do them for now anyway, because I want this to be probably an open one. Okay. There we go. So now we're just going to put those up here, press them in. I'm going to make sure my ends meet this time, so when I fold it in, it won't move. Now these are going to be your little pockets. So you have 4 here. Now, once we do the inside, you can either, you could do it like this and just keep it so that it's closed like this, and then you can open it and they can write on the inside. Okay, that's their journaling place. Or you can glue both of these down and create 1, 2, because there'll be a pocket here and a pocket here, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so you could do the glue down and have 6 pockets, and it would be like a little booklet. Or you could also glue this side down or this side and have the opposite side open. However you want to do it is totally up to you. They're very versatile. I love versatile. You know me. I do. I love versatile. So I'm going to go ahead and do one side for now. Okay. All right. Kind of went a little further in on the glue than I wanted to, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. Just making sure I'm even here. So now I'm going to have, let me grab, I need it. That's a tissue. I need a wipe. It's a clean tissue, but it's a tissue. Okay. All right. So now we have one journaling side. Now, once I put the hinge, I'm going to put that here. So you're always going to want to put your hinge depending on what side you're going to have this opening. Like if you wanted to have it open here, you would want your hinge on the back on that piece. But if you're going to, and then it would flip open, you know. But if you're going to have it on this side, Okay, I mean, if you're going to have it on this side, you're going to want your hinge to be here, which is where I'm going to put mine. And I'm just going to use, I was saying I knew what I was going to use these for. I'm just going to use these papers here. They don't match, but I don't really care because I'm just going to measure it off, trim it, do my little fold. And I'm going to put it on here like the coffee side, okay, the coffee dyed side. And this side will be glued, or you can do it this way if you don't mind it not matching, okay? It'll just be, well, maybe I will do that. It'll just be a little focal point of interest. Not a big deal. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that there. And then that way when I put it in my journal, it will give them access to all the pockets, okay? And it'll just be a fun little interactive piece. I love hinges. I do. I enjoy doing hinges when I remember to do them. I tend to forget about them until it's too late. Okay. All right. So now we have full access to this pocket. And we have full access to everything. So once this is glued into my book, it will flip like that. Okay. And we can also put on this, if we wanted to, we could do a little seal that would close it. If you wanted to do a string like a baker's thread or something, you would want to do that first, like a wrap, like if you wanted to just do a little string where it could come out both sides and tie on this side, you would want to do that before you put your hinge on, okay? But then that way you'd have a little place to tie it closed, and that would look really cute as well. Or you could do just a little, you know, we could do a little flap that goes over and tucks into like a card or something, you know how we do. So anyway, let's go, let's start another one. So there was that one. So we have 2 journal spots, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4. See, it still catches even though I gave it that space. 5 pockets. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's do another one. Now this one I'm going to do with my scrapbook paper. Hopefully I have this cut even enough that I do a good job, that it does a good job for me. Should be fine. I can just get it to stay still. Stay still. So how's everybody doing? How was your Thanksgiving? We went out to eat for Thanksgiving. I usually cook something, but I told Cordy this year I really didn't want to. I'm going to cook for Christmas because I don't know if my daughter and her fiance are coming, but I do know my son is coming, and possibly his best friend. I don't know yet, so we shall see. But I'm going to cook for the boys for sure. Okay, so now we're going to do a little fold. And this time I think I might even leave it a little bit more. Not on this one. Okay, personally, I think the one that's going to be opening and closing, if that's both of them, then I would bring it over just a little bit more even to give it that room, okay, so that it has space to close. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with this one. I'm going to leave this a little bit more. So I'll bring you in a little bit here so you can see what I'm talking about again. See where my line is? I'm going to bring it over even a little bit more so that I for sure will get that room I need to open and close this one, because I'm going to make this one be like an open all the way. And then I'm going to, oops, nope, don't do that. Don't do that. Do it like this. It'll be better. It folds better when you use this other one as your guide. So see, I've left more this time than I did the first time because that other one was still sticking a little bit. And I don't like that stick. So, okay, open that up. Now we're going to fold it up. And when we get everything said and done, we can, trying to do that even. I can see where my cut is a little bit off. When we do this, we can distress all these edges so it'll look nice. All the whiter edges. This is coffee dyed. I don't know if you guys can really tell, but it is coffee dyed. Oh, I forgot to pull it back. There we go. Okay, so now we have our pockets, and we're going to do our glue. These are pretty easy, huh? And there's so many ways that you can do it. There's like, what, 4 or 5 different ways you can fold them and make them work for you. So it just depends on how you want to do it. Okay. All right. Trying to get that right on that edge because I want my pockets to be as open as possible. Okay. I'm probably going to do some trimming because this paper, I cut it unevenly a little bit so I can see it as I'm doing this. All right. Okay. It's kind of weird to go back and watch yourself do a video, and I was laughing because I can see what Tina was talking about when she says that when she goes back and she sees how she did it. She's like, oh, I see ways I can improve on that, you know? And that's how I felt today. I was like, oh, I could do this, I could do that. This could be different. Or like sometimes you don't even realize after you watch it, you kind of go, okay, what did I do again? You know, and it's like trying to remember. It's interesting. So there's that one. And like I said, I am going to do I think I have paper. No, this one's pretty thin. I'll use this one. No, wait, this one looks better, I think. So I'm going to use this one as my hinge because I do want a little hinge. I think that folded when I came back out with it. It went off a little bit. Let's pull on that. Is that better? It's still wanting to stick. It's just because I'm just not going to worry about it. They're okay. It'll be cute. Okay. So I'm going to put my hinge back here. And like I said, then it's going to have all this journaling space. We love journaling space, right? That's the whole point. So I want this part on here. So I think I'll cut down here. Hopefully I get it there. Even enough. Let's fold this over. So I put out on Facebook today, if you guys didn't see it. Today's Friday, by the way, day after Thanksgiving for me, or for all of us, but that celebrated it this week. But I put on Facebook a request for you guys to let me know some ideas. I'm trying to see which way this goes. Some ideas of what you all would like to see on Facebook. Or on here on the channel, like ideas for videos, okay? And a couple of you had mentioned challenges. Now, we did challenges before on the Facebook group, and it went okay for a while, and then it kind of fizzled out, and it was really hard to think, and that was the something challenge. Every week it was something different. And so we'd always change it up. Somebody said to do like, I was thinking if we did it, it could be the Tara's Take weekly challenge, and it just be for the channel. You know what I mean? And then maybe you guys could contact me like on Facebook or on Instagram. And so we could all see each other's projects. You could post them on, and you could be, if you're not a member of our Facebook group, you could get on there and join, and then you could post your challenge, what you did for your challenges. And if you have a channel, maybe you could do a video and show us what you did with your challenge. So that's a possibility. Okay, so there we go. That's a second one. So like I said, this one's got that. And then the third one I'm going to do is go ahead and do like the one that's closed. And I think, let's see, what do I want to do it with? Which paper? I think this one I'll use Miss Tina's paper. Okay. This, I believe, is background from her, I think it's her Easter papers. This is one of her backgrounds. The damask, or maybe it's her damask set. I'm not positive now. I'd have to go back into my folder. Ooh, I've coffee dyed this one really good. So again, I'm going to give it space, just because even though it still sticks, at least it helps a little bit. If I don't give it any space, it'll stick really bad. Okay. Let's see. Okay, there we go. I think that one's better. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Flip it over. And this one, I think I'll turn it that way. This one gives me, I can go up a little bit higher if I want to, because I don't have any people on here. It's just a really, you know, straight background. So I think I will go up a little bit higher, make my pockets just slightly deeper. And so let me know in the comments what you guys did for Thanksgiving or how it went. Do you have any funny anecdotes? Our funniest anecdote is, okay, we live about, I want to say about 45 miles from the nearest Golden Corral. And we were going to go to Cracker Barrel here in town in Casa Grande, and then we found out that all they were serving was their turkey dinner and their chicken dumplings and like a vegan option, and I didn't want that, so, and neither did Courtney actually. And so one of the reasons I didn't cook is because we had Thanksgiving with our Bible study group, our C group at church, and it was our Friendsgiving. And so he's like, we already had turkey and we already did the whole dressing thing for November, let's go out, you know, that's a good idea, let's go out. So he was all for the going out. He didn't really want turkey. So anyway, so when we found that out, we were like, okay, I guess we're just going to go into town. And so he started looking, and he's like, do you want to go to Golden Corral? Because they've got a lot of choices of meat. And for any of you who've watched last week, you know I'm doing the carnivore thing. And he's trying to do it somewhat. Okay. And so he's doing pretty good, actually. And so we decided, okay, let's go to Golden Corral. Well, we left too late to get there. They opened at 10. And so by the time we got there, we live a good 55 minutes away, right? So we're going to glue this part now. So by the time we got there, and you're just going to run this glue down the side and across the bottom, okay? By the time we got there, there was a line, you guys, and I'm not joking, that was about 150 to 200 people. It was absolutely an insane line. I didn't know that many people didn't want to cook for Thanksgiving. I knew there'd be a line because we had gone to Golden Corral a few years ago. Now, this is like the only Golden Corral left in our area, unless we want to drive to Tucson. And so, and Tucson's about an hour, you know, it would be about an hour, hour and a half for us to drive there. So anyway, yeah, the line was so big, and I told Cordy, I go, well, if we wait in that line, do you realize how long we'll be waiting? Because we're waiting for the people to eat their meal. I mean, and visit and, you know, celebrate their Thanksgiving together in there, and it's going to take them forever. And he's like, oh yeah, you're right. So then check this out. And this is kind of sad. We go around the back. We're looking online as he's kind of driving, and he pulls over, and this one's really cute. Look, so this opens up. I'm going to do the flap again. So you'll still have, you know, space in here, because I'm not going to decorate inside here because this is for journaling. So you'll have that space inside. You've got 2 pockets. there, you've got your pocket in the back, your pocket in the front, and then you've got 2 pockets up here. And you can also use your punch and make little thumb holes for your pockets as well. I didn't mention that. But anyway, so we park and we're looking for a restaurant online. And I look over and I see these 2 young men get out of like a Bronco or whatever, and they're walking across, and they work there. You can tell they work there. They're wearing uniforms. And let's see, should I bring it all the way in? It's a little bit big, but oh well. So these 2 young men, and they're both like sweating profusely. They look really haggard. We were going, oh my gosh, they're already that tired, you know. So as we pass by them, we take off to drive away. And as we pass by them when they're walking in, I see a crack pipe, a glass crack pipe. And I know a crack pipe. You know my background. I see this crack pipe in one of them's hand. And I told Cordy, oh my gosh, I saw the bowl and the glass stem. And he goes, seriously? I go, yeah, they were just doing, you know, probably doing some meth or whatever in the car. And, or I don't know what they call it now, glass or something. But yeah, it was so disconcerting. And I told Courtney, I go, you know what? I wouldn't want to eat there anyway, because they're the ones that are working in the back. You can tell they're the ones that are handling like the food and stuff. And I said, no, I'm glad we didn't end up going there. So yeah, so he saw another buffet. It's like a Chinese seafood buffet. So we decided to go over there. Well, they were busy, but not overcrowded. They were just normal crowded. So there's 4 pockets. And like I said, I was going to do that one night. So people know there's a pocket up here as well. But yeah, there was just a lot of really good dishes, meat dishes, and my favorite was there. They had like I think they're called flanken beef ribs. Oh my gosh, they're real thin. They're long and real thin, and they cook up really good. Oh my goodness, I was so excited. That was like the best Thanksgiving meal for me ever. Because they had my ribs. I was so happy. Because I don't get those very often. They're a little bit expensive, and so I was super stoked about that. And yeah, so we had a good meal, and we just came straight home. And there we go, guys. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and let's do our little thingy on the back. Hinge, yeah. So that's what we did. It wasn't anything exciting. We just drove a lot, and he had a ton of dessert though, and he felt it later. He always does when he eats sugar. And so a couple of weeks ago, this is kind of an interesting thing, and we thought, both of us actually, thought it was really a cool blessing. So whenever we go to Bible study, ever since Halloween, okay, the little boy that lives where we go, there's 3 little boys, and we had trunk or treat at our church, right? And so we had a place for all the kids in our community to go for Halloween that was safe. And the kids had a ton of candy from all the trunks or treats at the church. And so I'm going to trim this just a little bit more. And so Noah and his brothers had all this candy. And so Cordy, he saw the candy bucket, and he's like, hey, why don't you share? And that was the first week that the first week after Halloween. And so after that, every weekend, Noah would bring out the candy bucket because it was still full, because their mom and dad don't let them just eat candy all day. So they had this full bucket. And so every Bible study, he would bring it out. And so the last time he brought it out, and he says, I remembered your favorite. And he gives Courtney a bag of those mini M&Ms, just your regular M&Ms, and the chocolate ones. And so I brought them home in my purse like I do every weekend, and he likes to put them in his ice cream. Well, so mine's going to glue in like that, and then you'll be able to open the pockets, and then this will be glued down. Yeah, so there we go. And so that's our 3 types. What time is it? Because I don't want to make a ton of things, I could probably do 5 of these in a sitting and then decorate one with you guys. But I think I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to decorate mine. Okay. And I'll probably do just the front and the back pockets. And I'm going to leave, I may do the pockets on these. I'm not sure because it's, you know, a little bit fancy. But anyway, so he goes on Monday, or no, Tuesday, I went to get x-rays on my foot after he got home from work. And I left him alone, and he's like, what can I snack on? And I said, well, you could eat some cheese or a boiled egg or, you know, whatever. And I go, it's up to you. I'm not his, you know, mommy. I'm his wife. And so he's like, okay. So we're going to go ahead and first distress this. And so I come home, and he goes, do you know what happened? And I said, what? He goes, I ate those M&Ms that were in the fridge. And I said, oh, okay. I thought you were going to save them for your ice cream. He goes, no, I saw them there, and I thought, oh, I'm going to have those. He goes, honey, I swear to you. He goes, you know how I've been complaining about my vision being kind of blurry sometimes? And I said, yeah. And he goes, not 10 minutes after I ate those candies, my vision went blurry. And I said, really? And he goes, yes. And he goes, it stuck with me for like an hour. And I said, oh my gosh. And so we really considered that a blessing from God to show him, because he's a sugaraholic, you know, he really is. And I'm going to use a piece of paper I have over here, and I'm going to just kind of stick it in there to do my pocket. So anyway, yeah, so he has learned that straight up sugar, especially on an empty stomach for him, is not a good thing. Has anybody else out there ever had that experience? So, of course, I've talked to him about diabetes before because, you know, what happened with my first husband, he passed away from diabetes. It's, well, you know, complications with it. And I've been through that already. And I always warn Courtney because of his love for sugar. And so, yeah, having that happen, we both were like, whoa. And so yesterday when he ate sugar, it didn't happen. And I told him, probably because you ate the sugar on a full stomach. You'd already had dinner. The other time, you had not had anything. And that was your reaction, just on the straight sugar with nothing in you to kind of, you know, ease the consequences of it. And he was like, yeah, you're probably right. So, yeah, he's being much more careful, praise God, because of that horrific experience. And I'm grateful because he does get out of hand when it comes to his sugar. So, you know, you guys know our testimony, and you know that those of you who've watched me, you know that he was an alcoholic for 20 some years of his life. And the Lord delivered him from that addiction. Miraculously, praise God. And so, but, you know, his body reacted so badly. I'm like, you know, you put yourself through a lot of abuse through the years when you drank. And so you have to remember that your liver, you have to take care of your liver. And so, yeah. Anyway, so that's my story about Cordy today. So he's being really, really cooperative about the carnivore diet. I mean, not that he's a man. He loves steak. He's a steak-loving man, you know. But he's like, I don't think I can eat it every meal. I said, well, you don't have to. We'll have chicken, and we'll have fish, and we'll have all kinds of fun stuff. You don't have to eat just steak, you know. But I don't know. A lot of the carnivore doctors that I watch, that's their diet is steak. They stick to a steak, you know, pretty much a steak diet. They call it the lion diet. It's where they eat nothing but red meat, preferably steak if they can afford it. And they say they do really well on it. So, you know, I think it depends on the person. It's steak. It's just red meat, water, and salt. That's the lion diet. And a lot of them say because they don't like to have to think about what they're cooking because they're really not foodies as much, which for us, you know, for normal people, we're foodies. So for us, it's like, oh no, I got to have an option, you know. And so it's hard to get all these. I'm just trying to make sure I get every spot. So yeah, it's interesting to listen to different people and the way they do the diet, you know. So I told Cordy not to worry. You know, I think probably more than likely him and I will settle somewhere safely inside of more of a keto eventually. But I want to use this diet especially as an elimination diet to find out what I can add back into my diet that does not cause inflammation in my body, bloating and gas and sickness, you know, because I've dealt with that for too long and I'm done with it. So that for me, it's like really important to narrow down what works for me. You know what I mean? I'm sure you guys do. So I'm so glad to feel like myself again. So there we go. So that is ready to be decorated. Thank goodness, that took forever. Now I was thinking one of the things that I can do is create a little closure for this. I think once it is, once it's kind of, I think I'll use that, yeah. Once it's kind of in the book and it's smashed down, it'll be fine, but it'd be fun to have a closure on it. So we're going to do that. I just do this because I'm not sure what side I'm using here. These ones are really on a shiny paper. These were one of the first ones I ever had done in this kit. And I did it at the copy shop, and copy, not coffee. And I did it at the copy shop. And they used this really, can you kind of see? They used like a really shiny paper. I mean, it's a cool thin paper, and it's like one of their better papers, but at the same time, it's kind of annoying because it's not, it doesn't take the Distress ink very well. Okay, so I'm just folding this in half. I'm going to use Miss Tina's little tags and what this is going to do, I'm going to put something here to tuck this into. You guys know, you probably know the drill. I could even do it down here if I wanted to not cover up all of that. That would be cute. Maybe I'll do that. Let's do that. Come on, glue. Come out. So this side I'm going to glue. The other side I'm not, because I'm going to use it to tuck. I'm just going to go to the center, probably about the center of this pocket. Fold it over so I get it. All right. Now, oops. Look at that. The glue took it up. It doesn't matter. It's nice and smudgy. I love that look. Now you close right. All right. Now let me find what I want to use on the front. I have more of her little tags here I could use. These are fun. Like so. I could go like that. And just use this as a little tuck spot. You know, don't want to take up like the whole thing, because it's the deeper you go with these, the harder it is to tuck. I want a smaller one though. Let me see. Maybe I want to try a smaller one. Let's see. Not this color, but I'm just seeing if that size is good, or should I use, there's a lighter colored one that would match. I hear somebody's golf cart going by. It's like, whir. I can hear this whirring sound. That might be okay right there. Pull it out. I just wanted to tuck enough. Yeah, about like that. There. Right there. I think that'll do it. So I'm just going to smush. Now, what I do when I'm doing something like this, oh, I should have distressed this. Duh. Tara, honey. I forget. There, good enough. All right, what I was going to say is when I do something like this, I usually, when I put the glue on, I try to kind of smush it into the paper a little bit so that it doesn't push over onto whatever it is I'm gluing it, you know, to tuck underneath. I don't want it to, oops, I'm getting it everywhere. Straight. Do it straight. Hopefully I didn't get it glued down. Now Tina would have taken it against the back of that and held it there, and that's a really good way to do it. But I think I did it okay. It's moving. So there's our tuck, okay? There is our tuck. Now, what do we want to put on the front? We could put one of our pretty girls. Now this is purple. I don't want purple, but do I have one that's blue? This one's pretty. Oh, this one's cute. I like that. I'm going to use that one. It just looks fun. It says retro. Oh, come on now. There we go. We're just going to put this up here in the corner. And I'm going to use, it's too big. I'm over here in my drawer that has all kinds of fussy cuts. Pretty much every fussy cut I've ever cut is in this drawer almost. Like of my small stuff. I'm trying to think what I want to put on here. Now that. Sometimes my creativity flow goes skipping away from me, like just gone. I stop and go, okay, wait a minute. I don't really know what I want to do with this one. I was kind of thinking of covering that retro. I'm not real crazy about it. There's another bird. Nah, that won't work. That might work. Okay. Me and my butterflies. I'm going to use, we're going to darken the back because I'm going to use the hot glue and just kind of make this little guy. I don't like the bright white ever, so I was thinking I would just make him fly a little bit. So I'm going to take the hot glue and do a little tiny bit here. Can you believe I've remembered to plug in or to turn on my hot glue like every day? I know. I can't believe it either. It's shocking. Now, of course, he'll get smushed down when he's in the journal, but when you pull him out, he will sit kind of, you know, as a three-dimensional, so it'll be kind of cute, I think. So he looks like he's talking to the birdie. And let's, of course, you know what comes next. We got to have a little bling on him, and I think I will use a black one this time. I've been using a gold and a pink a lot, and I haven't used my black ones, and I have a ton of this. I bought that huge roll at Hobby Lobby like 2.5 years ago, and I've barely used any of it because it goes so far when you're just using it for stuff like this, you know. Let's see. Would one be okay? I think that's good enough. We'll just put a dot there. There. Okay. Now. drawer here. There's one of my wipes. It got thrown in my drawer. What all do I have? I have my fun words. Oh, I have some. I think I'm going to jump into my, this is too big, huh? Yeah. I think I'm going to jump into my Photoshop and create myself something that kind of adds a little spark. Oh, I kind of like that. That adds a little spark to my stuff, like create my own, because I've got a lot of stuff I'm using and I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. I think I'm going to tear this down a little bit. You know what I mean? Maybe because I'm coming back into this using kind of the same supplies that I left with, that I was using when I stepped away for a break. And now I'm like, okay, I think it's time to maybe create some new things for myself that I like. I don't know, we'll see. I will let you know, of course, if I do. And then you guys can catch them on over at Etsy if you want them. Oh, you know me, on my Facebook group, I always throw out gifts of freebies when I make new stuff too. So there's that. I don't know, I just kind of liked this little butterfly in the middle there. I thought it was kind of cute. And again, I'm just going to tear partial off on here, just so it looks like it got kind of torn up. Should I put him in the corner so you can see some of the French words, or in the center? I'm going to put him in the corner. Okay, what time is it? We're good still. I want that blue to hint coming out on the edge there. So that's the front. I think I need something here. Let's put, where is my, I was thinking of a pretty what do you call it? My brain. Wow. I can't think of stuff. I'm like, okay. It'd be too big, huh? Oh, I always like this one. Let's try it. Let's see how it looks. Okay. Just gonna kind of, oh, that one's nice. It came out pretty good. It's a little, I flared it a little bit, but not too bad. Actually, you know what? I think I might just do a few little hints of it here and there. Up in there, maybe. Now, like I said, this one is also in the back, so I could go ahead and do that. Just to bring congruency in there. Just some flowers in the background a little bit. you don't have to decorate the inside, because this is, like I said, this is a good space for them to be able to write. But because of her and just the floral and the French feel of my paper, then adding this on top, I think that's good enough. So I like that one. It's cute. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this Mass Make 101 and or Mass Monday 101, and we'll give these a try. I think that, like I said, I think they're pretty versatile, and you can do quite a few different things with them. And I do like the addition of the hinge, because then you get to utilize, like I said, the whole piece and not just be stuck with one whole side being glued into a book and not getting to use it. So I hope you guys had fun today, and I love you, and thank you for joining me. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and I will see you in the next video. God bless you guys. Bye-bye.